Alright, I've let one team know. Alright, so yeah, I will be stepping away from color commentary, and we have Gallup joining the stream, and he will take over. I will be the silent streamer in the background.
Alrighty, sounds good to me.
What's up, guys?
Hello, hello.
Here. Glad to be here. Member of the Premier Tier myself. Actually, just got smacked by the Nukes that you see in the finals now. So, really looking forward to the series. We got two great teams.
So, how did that series go? I'm actually kind of curious.
Wait, how did our series go against Nukes?
Yes, sir.
Lost 5-0, lost 4-0. I believe lost 4-3. So, rather quick one. We finished like a half hour ago. I mean, we got Gadman, 1800 plus player. We got Adverse, hit 2000 MMR last season, has been top 16 in the RLRS and A-Quals, I believe 2 seasons running. So this is an insane team. So what you guys just watched, prepare for the Nukes to step it up like 5 levels. This should be a great series.
Alrighty, well, I'm definitely excited. This should be a fun match, especially after the roller coaster ride we had in the last series. I mean, we went all the way to Game 5 overtime.
That's right. Let me just get the lobby info and hop in, and I'll be right there. Who is on Nukes Thunder? That is Adverse, aka Adverse Meteor, Gatman, and Whitebark. 3 great players. Alright, I'm joining the lobby. Shout out La Prius TV, what's going on?
Alrighty. Are we waiting on one more, or do we have everybody?
Let's see. Gatman, Adverse, Whitebark, Seb, Jarl, Volts. Looks like we have everybody, so feel free to tell them to join in.
Alrighty. Well, here we go. This is your Premier Championship Finals. Aces versus the Nukes. Seb wins the kickoff there. Adverse already ready for it. Puts it past Jarl, and okay, this is a quick start, and the Nukes already putting one in with only 7 seconds to go. Wow.
And you can just see Adverse's aggressive playstyle. He gets that hit, immediately lands on the ceiling, hops off the ceiling, boosts down, goes to the challenge in front of the net. This man is fast, and he will strike at any time. So great play to start off for the Nukes, 1-0.
Adverse and Jarl now. Once again, the Nukes getting it past. Gatman gets it past Volts. Just a lot of speed on the Nukes end, and this is the first I'm seeing of them. Seb finally gets it cleared out for his team. Jarl there up for it. Whitebark able to win the 50-50. Volts there to clean it up. Gatman puts a shot on target right to Whitebark. Adverse now clearing it all the way back to the orange half. Wins the 50-50. Seb trying to play with it now. Whitebark there for it. Whitebark getting a good 50-50 there with Volts. Seb now finally clearing it out to the blue half. Gatman winning, trying to clear it out. Gatman gets it all the way back to the orange half now. Jarl there. Loses the 50-50 to Gatman. Bums Volts. Adverse there for the touch. Jarl there for the nice save.
I mean, you're going to see here in the first minute that Nukes have been doing a great job just keeping it in the Aces half. Aces haven't really had much, offensive chances yet. So let's see if they can figure out how to get out.
Volts now trying to put it back on center. Jarl wanted to put a shot on target, puts it off to the side. Seb not actually choosing to come up and just chooses to play it back, play it safe, get back on defense, wait for the Nukes to basically do anything with the ball, giving them a little bit too much space, a little bit too much respect after that first match. Adverse now on the wall, clears it out. Gatman there for it. Volts was going for the demo, but loses it. Adverse there in the middle after the nice touch from Jarl. Jarl gets a touch on it. Loses a bit of a 50-50 to Whitebark. Volts up for it, puts it on target. Adverse there for the easy save. Gatman got the demo on Seb. Jarl now going to try to play with it. Gatman gets another demo on Jarl. Adverse now trying to get a flip reset. Gatman clears it out.
All right, looks like the Aces are starting some offensive pressure. And this whole game, since that first goal, really, they've been doing an excellent job of fending off the Nukes, just endless firepower. So props to the Aces. They're definitely still in this game. Oh,
Absolutely.
An unfortunate redirect from Jarl into his own net as he's just trying to play some defense here. Very awkward, as you see his mid-flip when Gat hits it. And he's just trying to intercept Adverse, who would have easily scored that himself. So that's just an unfortunate play. But again, the Aces are playing well, so this is not over yet.
Absolutely not. Good play from the Aces, keeping themselves in it. Gatman gets another demo on Seb, just playing super aggressive. Jarl puts a shot on target, puts it
Super
off
nice
the
bump
post.
there out of Volts, honestly.
Absolutely. Gatman now carrying it all the way himself. Seb gets a nice save. Jarl tried to read the touch. Whitebart now keeping it on his half. Adverse flipping it back all the way back to the orange half. Can he get another touch on it? Volts is there for the clear. Gatman puts it back into their half. Volts now has control, loses the 50-50 to Whitebart. Adverse puts a shot towards the net. Adverse there on the wall. Gatman already up. Jarl gets it cleared out but gets bumped. Seb now putting it to the center. Nice shot from Volts, but it's off the post.
I must say, it seems like the Nukes are going for more solo plays, whereas the Aces are going for more passing plays. And you can see that pass there from Jarl to Volts works out great. So I think if the Nukes want to extend this lead, they need to try more midfield passing. What do you think about that?
Midfield passes would be definitely great to see. I mean, you see that the Volts are that Volts and Seb are just kind of trying to control the midfield, get more stuff going there, and just hopefully just trying to run them out of boost. Jarl now gets a touch off the wall. Volts puts it back in the center. Gatman gets a nice clear all the way to the orange half. Seb there for the read, but a Gatman back on the wall. Adverse tries to get a touch, misses. Gatman gets a nice bump on Jarl. Volts is out of boost. Seb finally gets it cleared out again. Back down to Adverse from Whitebart. Adverse gets a nice touch, and all right. Adverse to Gatman. Finally seeing some passes here. I mean, even me personally, I might not have been able to make that shot.
No, that's hard. Adverse has his uncanny ability to hit the ball super hard from wherever he's at, however much momentum he has built up. So that definitely caught the Aces off guard. But Gatman, his teammates, been playing with him all season, so he's definitely used to it. So great play from Adverse to Gatman.
I definitely believe it. Adverse now puts it down, looking for a teammate. Volts gets it cleared. Jarl all the way up for it. Tries to get it re-centered, but unfortunately Whitebart is there for the easy clear. Gatman now up for it, carrying the ball. Wins the 50-50 with two orange players up.
Whitebart unfortunately side flipping. He was going to take a good shot there. Let's see if the Aces can counter.
Nice counter shot from Jarl. Adverse already there for the clear. Gatman now open net, passes it to Adverse. Jarl there for the read. Gets
2-on-1 here.
Can they do something with it? Unfortunately not. Volts tried to get another shot on target, just bounces. Whitebart with a nice pass to Gatman. Gatman tries to get it another good clear. Adverse the shot on target. Adverse putting it back in the center. Volts with a nice save. 10 seconds to go. 2 goals down. I mean, anything can happen, but with the offensive firepower I've been seeing.
Wow, what a save from Adverse. That was a tough shot by Volts, and Adverse was actually going towards his own net. So to be able to flip back into the ball and make that save was very impressive. Although it didn't seem to matter. Nukes were up 2. So what do you think the Aces have to do in this next game to take it up the Nukes?
In this case, I'm not too sure. I mean, I've seen a lot of offensive firepower from the Nukes. Gatman putting the team on his back, getting all 3 goals, but Adverse setting him up every single time. Whitebart was getting good touches to try to set up both of his teammates, so if anything, the Volts need to get to the ball just a little bit faster than they have been, and they're giving the Nukes a bit too much space all over the field.
Right, and you can see the Nukes' strategy is mostly, as I've seen, sending Gatman and Adverse up to kind of do crazy stuff and try and score. And then Whitebart is kind of like in the midfield as that third man keeping the ball in, which I must say does an excellent job of. Even if his score seems a little lackluster, it's a very important job, and you don't really get much score for that. So if the Aces want to push through and score, they need to break that Whitebart barrier and break into Nuke's end, see if they can pull it off this game.
But you have to give the Aces credit. They did manage to get 1 goal in, so they do have a little bit of a momentum going into this match.
And it looks like game 2 is about to begin. Let's get it underway. Nukes Aces. Nukes have a 1-0 lead, and again, this is a best of 7. So first team to 4 wins.
Adverse and Jarl up for the kickoff now. Adverse wins it. Gatman trying to get another quick shot on White Park there. Misses the touch. Jarl puts it off to his corner. Seb there to get a clear off to the midfield. Gatman got a bump on Volts. Jarl now trying to take control of it. Nobody there in the center. Adverse gets a nice shot on target. It's really fast and...
Honestly, I was about to say it's a great start for the Aces, but you can see Seb here kind of back off and play defense. And when you have Adverse on the other side, who, as I said last game, just bangs the ball super hard from everywhere, that's just not a good combination.
Absolutely not. You don't want to give them too much space because Adverse is just going to send it right over the top of you if he can. Volt's now trying to make a quick comeback. Once again, getting a little bit too much space. Seb gets a demo on Adverse. Gatman there for the touch. Seb gets it cleared out. Volt's now trying to get another touch off the wall. What a save from White Bark. After seeing how that was going to turn out, I'm not sure how he managed to turn that around. Gatman now carrying it all the way to the other side, and Seb gets a nice save.
Adverse trying to get 3 touches, but Seb with an excellent intercept there. And what a play. Seb to Volts to Seb. Tic-tac-toe. This is what I love to see from the Aces, this passing. Just taking it right off Adverse and just putting it right in the net before the Nukes have a chance to get back on defense.
A nice 1-2-3 there from the Aces, finally tying it up and putting themselves back in this game. Now, Aces have control of the ball. Puts it on the backboard. Volts loses that out. Adverse now trying to take control of the ball. Has control of it, gets a nice flip reset.
And he pulls out all 3 Aces players there, so they're going to have trouble defending this. And Jarl makes the insane save from the stealing of the goal.
Very nice save from Jarl. White Bark now has possession of the ball, trying to keep the pressure on. Seb gets a nice demo on Adverse, tries to keep them clear. Jarl now trying to clear the ball out. Adverse gets a nice 50. Volts now has possession of the ball, gets bumped by Adverse, which almost puts it into their own net.
But Gadman was in that perfect spot, setting up a really good offensive play here.
Seb now has control, tries to get it past Adverse, wasn't able to. White Bark puts it all the way back to the other side. Jarl now trying to put it back on the blue half. Gatman all the way up for the ball. Volts now trying to get another
excellent
touch.
Pass. And Seb makes a really good save. He really just had to guess where that was going. He did an excellent job of it. So good job of the Aces keeping themselves in this game. Nukes have many scoring chances here. They've taken 5 shots already versus the Aces 1. But, I mean, if you look at the score, it's a tie game, right? 1-1.
Absolutely. That one shot could always make the difference. And you can see that Seb is also putting on very strong defense already. He has 3 saves. White Bark putting a shot on target there. Jarl.
Seb is not afraid of Gatman or Adverse or White Bark. He is playing to win this series. I love to see that.
Seb with another nice save. Doesn't get credit for it, but that was definitely a shot on target. White Bark gets a shot on target. Adverse now putting it back to the orange half. Volts trying to clear it out. Very solid rotations from the Nukes. You can see that there's always someone at the ball when they need to be at the ball.
And even more so than that, there's always someone in the midfield far enough back to save it if the Aces were to clear, but also close enough to keep the offensive pressure going. So kind of perfect rotations right now.
Yes, sir. Seb's now puts a shot on target. Gatman with a nice save. Volts trying to get it. Seb gets a demo on Adverse, tries to clear it up, but both remaining members from the Nukes were already there in the net. Jarl gave Adverse a little bit too much space there. White Bark puts a shot on target.
What a read from Gatman! He reads the save off the backboard. That was an insane pre-jump. Also an excellent pass from White Bark. The Aces just couldn't really intercept. But great play from the Nukes there. Really putting on that pressure and showing that their 9 shots were not in vain.
Absolutely not. And I noticed that there was actually a bit of an unfortunate redirect from Volts, who happened to be in the net when that happened. So just an unfortunate own goal.
But that's okay. It's not over yet. Still a minute 30. Only down 1. It's still anyone's game here.
Still got plenty of time to make something happen. Gatman was going to try to go for a demo on Volts there.
Open
demo
net.
on Seb.
White Bar can't get the finish. Jarl with the insane save. That shot just needed to be a tad faster. Preparing the aces for not giving up on that play.
Gatman gets another
What
shot
a
on
bump!
target. Oh, the
Adverse just bumps him right out of the way. Who was that he bumped? It looks like Seb. That was just super savage. Look at him. He lands, wave dashes, and bumps. Super speedy. Great play from Adverse. Super high IQ play. Put the Nukes up 3-1.
Very nice play. Very nice play indeed. Now, another kickoff. Adverse wins the kickoff here. Volt's trying to beat White Bart to the ball. White Bart gets to the ball. Gets it past one. Jarl there for the clear. Another quick shot from Gatman, and now the Nukes.
Volts was not expecting that. But like, what you can notice from the Nukes here is that the recoveries are so dang speedy. Like you'll see someone go up for the ball, land on the wall, jump off the wall, wave dash, like aerial immediately. Like they're just so fast. Like every player can get 3 touches in a row on the ball, like 3 straight challenges or something like that, just because they're so speedy. So that's something we really haven't seen on the Aces. So that gives the Nukes a huge leg up in this series.
Didn't even get a chance to talk, and Seb saying, "I'm not going to let this die easily." Puts another shot on target. Gatman just couldn't get to the ball in time.
Great shot by Seb there to make it 4-2. Still anyone's game, 55 seconds. It's going to be hard to score 2 on the Nukes in a minute, but if anyone can do it, it's definitely this Aces team.
White Bart now clearing it all the way to the orange side. Gatman looking for Adverse. Where's Adverse? Volt there for the read. Volt's there for another read. Adverse trying to flip around. Volt's putting a shot into the middle. Adverse with a nice save off of Jarl.
And they're giving Adverse so much space here. That is something you cannot do against a player of his stature and his skill level. Like, look how much time Adverse has here on this ball. That's like, what, 4 seconds, 5 seconds? And he just makes a perfect pass over to Gatman, who just puts in the open net.
I understand where Seb's mind was in that one, but unfortunately, he needed to challenge that ball. If he challenged it, he would have given his team a little bit more time to get reset. Adverse now trying to take a shot. Gatman gets a 50-50, puts it in the center. White Bart puts it onto the backboard. Gatman gets a nice touch off of it. Adverse with the touch now.
Volts and Nukes now are just playing defense here. They're just getting ready to play game 3 with coming out of here with a 2-0 lead, so good on them. And Jarl puts it in 0 seconds to make it 5-3. He says, this game is over, but the series is not. You guys still need to beat us 2 more times, so let's see it. I love that from Jarl. Never give up.
Absolutely not. So there are still 3 games to play here, and this is a hard-fought match. Aces are not giving up, but the Nukes have been just non-stop the entire time. Gatman himself with 7 shots.
The absolutely crazy thing is there's actually potentially 5 games still to play. This is a best of 7 series, so it's not over until the Nukes win 4. It's only 2-0 right now. So that means the Aces have plenty of time to come back and win some games. But yeah, you can see here Gatman with 763 points, 4 goals on 7 shots. He took more shots himself than the Aces did combined, and he has more goals than the Aces combined. So Gatman is really putting the team on his back, of course, with the help of his good friends Adverse and White Bark.
White Bark again, you can see he's towards the bottom of that leaderboard, but again, he's just been that solid guy in the midfield, just keeping the pressure on. Just the Aces have to be able to break past him to make anything happen.
All right, it looks like the players are ready for Game 3. Chat, put in your predictions. Who do you think are going to win Game 3? Put in a 1 for Aces and 2 for Nukes. Let's poll the chat. Looks pretty even so far. So that just shows how close this series is. Even though it's 2-0, these games were both very close and very exciting.
All right, here's the start of game number 3. Jarl wins the kickoff this time. Gatman was already on the wall waiting for it. Adverse gets a nice redirect towards the back. Volt's able to clear it out already. Adverse now, just slowly looking around. Jarl gets a touch, but White Bark is there. Patrolling the midfield again, just being that solid man, that third man back. Bolt's now trying to get something happen. White Bark again in the midfield. Jarl past to
Looks
Seb.
like it's actually open net for Seb.
Nukes.
And he gets it in 1-0 aces. I believe this is the first game where the aces have scored first. So that certainly looks good for them. And it looks like for some reason Adverse just took a super wide rotation. And his two teammates kind of overcommitted a little bit. So great job of the aces on punishing that. And let's see if the Nukes can stay strong in this one.
Adverse now faking Jarl.
And you see Adverse just speeds it up, slows it down, speeds it up again, and flicks it. What an insane show of ball control, and what a nice flick. Gets demoed, but it doesn't matter because he scores. Great play from Adverse.
I don't think I brought enough water. These teams are going to make me talk so much.
There's so much to talk about. I agree with you
Yes,
there.
sir. All right, so Gatman now putting it back at the center and Adverse.
Adverse
again.
is saying, no, you guys may score first, but we don't care. Gatman with a picture-perfect pass to center, and Adverse is up like greased lightning to put that in. 2-1 Nukes.
Well, the Nukes are definitely not wanting to risk losing this sweep, so they're still firing on all cylinders. White Bark pass to Gatman. Gatman puts it off to the other side. Gatman looking for a bump. Volts now has control, gets demoed by Gatman, slowed down a little bit too much. Adverse gets a nice touch. Jarl responding back to White Bark with a demo of his own.
The Aces are not happy that this game's gotten away from them so quickly, so they're playing aggressive, ready to come back. That was an unfortunate deflection by Jarl away from the net, but let's see if they can keep the offensive pressure going.
Jarl just kind of sitting in the midfield, giving the Nukes, again, just way too much space. Gatman with a nice touch. Jarl gets a good save. Volts has control of the ball now. Jarl takes it from his teammate. Nice long clear. Gatman puts it off to the side. Adverse trying to get a touch, misses. Volts loses the 50-50 to Gatman, puts it all the way to the other side. Seb now has control of the ball, puts a shot on target. Gatman gets a save. Jarl there waiting for it.
The Aces here are actually putting on some excellent offensive pressure, and the Nukes kind of look like they're struggling on defense. So let's see if they can get out of their end. It looks like not yet.
The Nukes just being suffocated in their own end right now. Gatman tries to get it cleared. Seb gets it back on their backboard. Gatman once again going for the clear. A lot of offensive pressure for the Aces, and now everybody's too far up. Can Gatman get to this to put it back on target? Puts a pass in the middle for White Bark.
This is very back and forth right now. An overcommit from Nukes, then an overcommit from Aces immediately back to back to back.
Adverse just jumping over his teammate White Bark there. Gets a pass to Gatman, who tried to put it on target, but there's a nice 50-50 in the midfield there. Jarl misses, puts it back to the midfield. Volts has to turn quickly for this. Has no
miscommunication
boost.
there. Nukes don't know who's challenging the ball. So we really haven't seen a good offensive possession from them in a while as Jarl sends it right back into their end.
Jarl trying to get a touch on it, whiffs. Seb now has control, picks up the 100, gets a bump on Adverse. Volts trying to keep it out of his end. Now the Nukes finally go on offensive pressure, and Jarl gets it all the way clear. Adverse taking control of the ball.
Don't give Adverse that space. Don't do
give
it.
the space.
Oh, great save coming up from the Aces there.
White Bark trying to get a shot on target now. Gatman reading that easy pass off the center there.
And the double touch. Oh my god, what a read from White Bark. Double touch from Gatman off of backboard, off of that back wall. And then White Bark comes in there and gets the really nice finish past two Aces defenders. Great play from the Nukes. And as we said, they didn't have that much offensive pressure this past minute. So good on them coming back on that counterattack and really striking the Aces net.
Seb now has control. White Bark giving him a little bit of space. Adverse wanted the demo, misses. Volts now putting it in their end. Jarl with the touch.
Oh my
Seb.
god. Gatman thought he was getting out of there alive, but Seb had pre-jumped him and just bangs it top corner. Great shot by Seb.
Very nice indeed, and a quick response to get them back within one.
This is still anyone's game here. 3-2, minute and a half left. Nukes would love to go up 3-0 and force the Aces to win 4 straight, and the Aces would love to make it a much closer series, add 2 games to 1.
Yes, indeed they would. Whitebark now trying to get it cleared out. Volts gets a demo on Adverse, clears out that midfield. Jarl puts a shot on target. Adverse spawns back just in time to get the clear. Seb with the pass to Volts. Volts puts it back on the backboard.
The Nukes are panicking hardcore here. Jarl with the hard shot. Adverse off the corner of his own net. And wow, the Nukes were really struggling there, so getting out of that was definitely a blessing.
Gatman finally gets it all the way back to the orange half, taking control of it, gets it past one. Almost makes Seb get an own goal there. Gatman now has control, puts it off to the other corner. Seb trying to read it, loses the 50-50 to Gatman. Adverse up for it now. Gatman just kind of sitting in the orange half. Seb up for it now. Bit of a miscommunication from Jarl and Volts. Nobody knows who's touching the ball.
At this point, if you're aces here, there's 20 seconds left. You just gotta push it really hard. Just go super aggressive and see what happens. And that's kind of open here. Can Jarl get there first?
Gatman gets the ball. Oh boy.
Looks like this game is just about over, unfortunately. Really nice block coming out there from Volts, though.
Nukes.
Whitebark
putting another shot on target.
They're trying to pad that stat lead. And good game from them. It's now 3-0 Nukes. They're one game away from the RSC Season 5 Premier Championship. And this would be 2 straight championships for the Nukes. One under Fickerson last season, and this one would be under Memlo.
This has definitely been a matchup to remember. I mean, the Nukes, once again, they're such an offensive powerhouse. I'm really surprised there's just so much for me to talk about, and also not enough for me to talk about, because there's just so much going on and so many goals or shots on net. It's so hard to keep track of everything.
Agreed, and really the unfortunate part here for the Aces is that they're playing excellent Rocket League here against nearly any other team in all of RSC. They would probably win all these games, but unfortunately they're here tonight against what has been all season the best team in the Premier League, which are the Nukes, Adverse Gatman, and Whitebark. So they need to really step it up a couple levels to get back in the series and win 4 straight to win the Premier Championship.
Oh boy, this is gonna be a long. If the Aces manage to get a win here, this will be interesting to see if there's a potential reverse sweep.
Indeed.
You never know.
It's always possible. Cannot count it out until the final second is up. Will we see the reverse sweep here? Or will the Nukes sweep and win their 2nd straight RSC Premier Championship? And Adverse is looking like it's going to be the latter.
Unfortunate there. Volts was trying so hard.
Look at the power and the height Adverse gets off of that ball. Absolutely amazing.
Kickoff here. Seb managing to put it into the blue half. Adverse faking him, then finally gets bumped. Jarl loses the 50 to Whitebark there. Volt gets it cleared for him. Gatman puts it back in the center. Seb trying to get a touch for it. Adverse puts it all the way back towards the net. Volt's now taking control of the ball. Whitebark there in the midfield again. Whitebark gets another 50-50.
The Aces here, honestly, are looking a little bit scared. And that's the last thing you want to see from them here. Because as you can see there, if you give the Nukes time in your end, it's not going to end up so well most of the time. Gatman with an excellent redirect into the left corner of the net, far side.
Got Whitebark and Volts on the kickoff here. Whitebark wins the kickoff handedly, if I might add. Adverse now taking control of the ball. Jarl gets a bump on him. Gatman.
Open net.
Oh no.
Gatman matrixes the ball, excuse me. Adverse gets yet another goal. That is 2 in the first minute. The Nukes are looking unstoppable right now, and the Aces are just looking defeated, unfortunately. They need to change something right here, right now, and real quick to come back. Because remember, they still need to win 4 whole games.
Whitebark taking control of the ball in the midfield. Adverse gets a pass over to Gatman. Gatman, shot. Adverse is going to
Adverse.
try to redirect that.
Slightly missing that one.
Adverse now taking control of the ball. Gets a one touch off of it. Volts there for the easy clear. Jarl trying to get another touch on it. Volts was there for the shot, but there's a bit of a miscommunication because Jarl was already up for it.
You can see Seb again continuously going back. He needs to push these balls. He cannot be going back here. There's not enough time in the series here to be down 3-0 with 3.5 minutes left and just relax. You need to push the ball super duper hard if you're the Aces here.
Jarl trying to keep possession of the ball here. Trying to pass it back to his teammate. Loses the 50-50. Volts now puts a shot towards the net. Jarl putting another shot there. Gatman able to clear it out. Whiff from Seb. Gatman taking control of the ball. Wanted to go for the bump, but Volts was there for it. Adverse now.
Adverse with a self pass.
Demo.
Was that White Bar or was that Gatman? That was Gatman with that demo in there. Adverse with a self pass. Gatman demoing Seb. And Adverse just puts in the open net. Excellent play from Adverse and Gatman. And you can see White Bark is there doing his job, right? Aces score right now, a big 0. So all 3 Nukes players playing excellent in this game as they have been all series.
The way the Aces are looking right now, they just look a little defeated, and you don't want to see that. I know they're down with no wins on their belt, but they've been playing solid
And
games.
that is one of the best shots we have seen all series. White Bark sends it high flying in the air, and Gatman off the sidewall to the opposite top corner. And Seb almost gets to it, but not quite. What an insane pass, an insane shot. The Nukes are looking like they're ready for this trophy.
Nukes are definitely just wanting this game to end. Seb gets a demo on Adverse, but Gatman puts it all the way to the other side.
Honestly, I'm not sure they want this game to end. They're just going to keep scoring.
But, I mean, possibly. They're just kind of running up the score line right now. Volts trying to go for a shot. Seb trying to put it back on target. Jarl there. Gets a nice shot to the center.
Bolts with the open net. He puts it in. Okay, it's not over yet, chat. It's not over yet, everyone here. 5-2-1. Over 2 minutes left. It's been done before. It could happen here. 4 goals to tie. 5 goals to win. Let's see it. Aces need to step it up right now. Right here.
Got a little bit of momentum now. Let's see if the Nukes answer back as quickly as they have done previously in these matches. Adverse now taking control of the ball.
Kind of an open net for Seb. Oh, that was a really hard read. I should not have said open net. My bad.
It's all right. It's all right.
Gatman,
now there's an
okay,
open net for Nukes, and immediately they respond back.
I believe it is fair to call that one an open net, unfortunately for the Aces.
Volts was going to try to get that read off the wall, but just barely whiffed it. He wasn't
Honestly,
there just in time.
That's a very hard read, but I don't mind seeing that from Volts. Because at this point in the series, you have to go for hard hits. You need every single little edge you can possibly get. So good on him for going for it, even when it wasn't a probable hit.
Yeah, and out of curiosity, is this the first Brazil you guys have seen in RSC?
I have not seen any Brazils in Premier all season. Don't think we've actually had one. So let's see if they can finish it out here.
Well, unfortunately for the Aces, they are down 6 goals, and as it's a lot harder. If they were 2 goals down, this would be a lot easier. But being down 6 goals with a minute and a half to go, make that
And Gatman makes the save to keep the Brazil alive, and Seb is having none of it. What an insane shot! He air rolls over, and he forward flips to get that kind of lift off the ground. Great pass from Jarl. An excellent shot from Seb. Get to the top of the net, and the Brazil is destroyed. So the Aces can walk away feeling good about something this game, at least.
Absolutely. Seb now trying to keep the ball away from Gatman. Gatman reads him and puts another shot on target.
Adverse misses that. Adverse maybe only misses that one in like 25 times. So we're witnessing history here on stream, folks.
Volts trying to clear it all the way to the other side. Seb putting another shot on target, trying to keep his team alive. Jarl puts another shot on target. Adverse there for the clear. Gatman right to Adverse.
The pass. The shot.
White Bark now passes it to Adverse. Jarl has control of the ball, gives it to Volts. Seb has control of the ball now.
And
White
again,
Bark wants to go
as
to the
this clock
midfield.
winds down here in this final minute, we have to again just reiterate that Aces played an excellent series. Even though it ended in a 4-0 sweep, just look who they are freaking playing against. This is still very impressive that they've kept all these games, besides this last one, extremely close. So props to the Aces, props to Volts, Jarl, Seb, and their GM Diablo for an excellent season. As Aces, actually, I should mention, we haven't mentioned this actually, Aces were also in the finals, Premier Finals last season, and they also lost to who else but the Nukes. So this is 2 straight RSC Premier seasons where Nukes have beaten Aces in the finals. Isn't that miraculous?
So this is just a repeat of the last season, and that's wow.
Right. I mean, not quite. I believe it went to 7 games last season, if I'm mistaken. Possibly 6 games. But it was definitely it was a super duper close series last season. This one, unfortunately, less so. But still, again, excellent job from the Aces. I mean, they certainly did better than my team did in the semifinals. So I know firsthand just how daunting it is to play against these guys. Great games, everyone. And congrats to the Nukes on the RSC Season 5 Premier Championship, giving them back-to-back titles, which I'm actually not sure hasn't been done in RSC before. Can someone in the chat say, has any team in RSC history won 2 championships in a row? Because I'm honestly not sure. I don't know if anyone knows this. Because history could possibly have just been made.
That is very possible, and me personally, I'm a little scared to potentially, when I start out, to potentially get promoted up to Premier after seeing the way the Nukes played, because that was just absolute insanity. I've never seen something like that in my life before, and and to be honest, it was an honor to be here to watch that play out, because that was the best gameplay I've ever seen and even did commentary for.
And this, so as Diablo said in the chat, this is unfortunately, so that the House of Cards has actually never won an RSC championship, and I was actually involved the 2 past straight seasons in losing in the finals in both Elite and Major. So House of Cards just has a knack for losing in finals. So sorry about that, Diablo. I bet you're gonna pick one up next season, but unfortunate. They were playing against an excellent team. Gatman MVP. So are we doing a finals MVP vote? Sorry, I'm still new to this. How does this work? How do we determine the finals MVP?
There's one on stream that people can click to vote on, and it's currently between Gatman, Adverse, and White Bark.
You know what, guys? I think that Adverse and White Bark played an excellent series, but I'm actually going to say that Gatman is my personal vote for the MVP here. He was just excellent on both sides of the field, always setting up passes, always following up his hits and getting good challenges. What do you think about that, Garner? If you had to crown an MVP here, who would you choose?
Personally, I would pick White Bark, only because I liked his solid play in the midfield. There was just no getting past him, and even when they did, the entire team was able to just rally around and get behind him to make sure that ball got cleared out. But that solid midfield play just kept the pressure on the Aces.
Again, yeah, this is super hard because all of them played fantastic. So how do you even choose who played the quote-unquote best, you know?
Yeah, that's very true.
Is it possible we can get some, either the entire, is it possible we can get the entire Nukes team in this voice, or at least maybe their captain, to just kind of talk about the series, and so we get to personally congratulate them? Is this something we can do here?
I'm not too sure, because I'm
not in this
I'm new
chat. We'll have to go to another chat.
Okay. I mean, I believe we do have the power to drag people in.
Do we?
So, I think so.
Try it out if you want.
Yeah, let's see if I can message Gatman and set this up.
And if you would like to, Mr. Gallup, I will leave you to do the interview of Gatman, because I'm sure you're more familiar with how everything has been this season.
I would absolutely love to. And this is, Gatman was actually the only player that was on the last year's champion team. So he's actually the perfect person to talk to.
I believe White Bark said they volunteered him in the chat.
Oh, they volunteered you. All right, White Bark. Just hop in one of the chats, and I will try and move you in to our stream lounge. Oh, and it looks like Adverse has just barely edged out Gatman in the MVP vote with 44.44%. Congratulations, Memlo. I see you in the chat. Drag Gatman too? Okay, I'll try and get both of you in here. If Adverse wants to come through, obviously welcome. What is up, guys? We have Gatman and White Bark. Congratulations, guys. How does it feel?
Feels great, man.
Yeah. And I've played this league for quite a while now, so it feels good to finally win a season.
And Gatman, how does it feel? Same franchise, not the same team because you have different players, but 2 straight Premier Championships. You were at the top here. What, RSC has like 7 tiers now, and you're here at the top tier, just winning back-to-back championships. That's pretty amazing. So how does that feel? Tell us a little bit about that.
I mean, it feels really good. Obviously, like when you start this league, your goal is always to, like, play as good or play the best people that you can. And winning goes right along with it. But I mean, nothing without the team, and Adverse is the hard carry, never forget. So yeah, no, it feels really good though. I'm glad we could get it done.
Yeah, Adverse is insane. By the way, he played the series after just having jaw surgery, so
Jeez, he just had jaw surgery. Do you guys hear this? Adverse is insane.
Barely calming.
I mean, obviously, having just played against you guys like an hour ago, I can attest for how insane it is and how daunting it is to see you guys on the field going super fast, following like all your touches, just scoring insane redirects and whatnot. So Gatman, how did it feel like having White Bark as your third? I saw that a common strategy for you guys was kind of have you and Adverse kind of like go nuts, go for flip resets, go for air dribbles, and White Bark seemed to always be there, as that third man to keep the pressure going. So how was that for you guys' like confidence?
I mean, having White Bark is always, it's just really nice because, I mean, as a third, he does so much more than you would feel like a third should do rotationally. And then, like you said, me and Adverse are really good at keeping up pressure and whatever. So just having White Bark being able to make the crazy saves he makes and the awkward touches he makes for us consistently, just it helps so much. And then he's also really good at rotating up and scoring loose balls. Like when I hit the ball off the roof and came back down and hit it again off the post, like just White Bark things right there. I don't know how he read that at all, but yeah, he's nuts.
That's true. That was a super insane play. So I think that's all the questions I have. If none of these other guys have any questions, then would you guys like to say anything to the stream chat?
I have no personal questions. All I can say is congratulations and thank you for showing me an insane series because I was not prepared for what I signed up for tonight.
It was our pleasure, and I love you, stream. Never forget me.
Thanks for watching.
All right, guys. Congratulations again. And I'll leave it to Karner and Geeky. I don't know if there's anything left in the stream or if we're ending it or what. So I'll turn it over to them.
Awesome. After this, we have the Premier All-Stars and MVP. So I'm going to get into that. I'm going to make sure everything's all set up to where chat can hear me first. I'm assuming it's going through. Can anybody confirm?
I can confirm. I can hear you.
Awesome.
There we go. Beautiful.
All right, so let's start this. Congratulations to the Nukes again on a fantastic win. I believe that is their second championship in a row. But this part of the stream is all about the All-Star game. So the premier nominees are from Solar, we have Gatman, Canadian, Adverse, Atoked, Nips, and Henry. On the Lunar side, we have Southpaw, Young Clips, Dribs, Jarl, Venators, and Seb. Congratulations to all those nominees. You guys played a phenomenal season. We got to see a few of you play phenomenal playoffs games, and a few of the champions are in here too. So without further ado, here's the announcement starting from Solar going down. For Solar, the first representative is Adverse from the Nukes, who we just saw on stream and take a championship. And then we have Canadian from the Wheels team. And then finally, for Solar, we have Gatman for the Nukes. So we have Gatman and Adverse, both from the Nukes, on the Solar All-Star team. For the Lunar, we have Jarl from the Aces. We have Seb from the Aces. And we have Southpaw from the Demons. So give it up for our premier Season 5 All-Stars. We have, once again, for Solar, Gatman, Canadian, and Adverse. And Lunar, Southpaw, Jarl, and Seb. Congratulations again to all of those individuals. It should be a fantastic match to end the season. With that, we also have the Solar MVP, which was Adverse for the Nukes. Congratulations on being the overall Solar MVP for the Premier tier. And then we have Seb for the Lunar Conference. Congratulations to both of you guys. And now for the overall MVP. We just saw him on stream win a championship. He is Adverse from the Nukes. He has the number 1 in goals per game. He is the number 1 in points per game and the number 2 in assists per game. He has the most cycles, the most hat tricks, and he now is the premier, one of the premier champions. Congratulations, Adverse, and congratulations to everybody who made the All-Stars game. With that, I believe it should conclude the stream. I don't know if Carnert or Gallup would like to say anything before we sign off, but that's all I got for you guys. I hope for fantastic playoff games going forward for the other tiers that still have to go. It should be some fun streaming with these upcoming weeks or upcoming game days. I know I saw the prospects made it to semifinals, and it should be a good time.
So I don't have much to say. Really, it's just this was a wild ride. All the games were very good. That first series between the Quasars and the Aces was just insane to watch. Watching the Nukes and the Aces go head to head, just seeing the plays from both teams was just incredible. And I thank y'all for having me. And honestly, I can't wait to get started playing next season. I don't know how things are going to go, but I can't wait to get involved in the minor leagues.
And yeah, I don't really have much to say either. Appreciate you guys for tolerating my sometimes lackluster casting, and also appreciate my boy here, Carner, for doing an excellent job on the play-by-play. So I just came off my series, so it was a little tense, was a little sweaty. So thank you guys for tolerating me. Always a pleasure. Congrats again to all the teams that have won, all the All-Stars, all of the MVPs, and shout out to Reeves in the chat. And that's all from me. Good night, everyone.
Yes, have a fantastic night.